right. Well, last time we were at the ball, and all hell broke loose as the masks became suctioned to some of the people in the ball's faces, and they became lifeless and started like full fledged sprinting towards the queen. Basically,
What?
there was a curse or a charm or something put on the masks, and we're thinking that it was from the king, but we're not entirely sure. Correct? If the king was the one that actually did it. So the king basically was gunning for the queen the entire time, trying to basically beat the shit out of her. And we were invited by the queen, so we decided to essentially try to defend her. Illithin and Atrix kind of were going against the queen as well, unsure of who to really fight. Um, so we basically took down the king. All the masks basically fell off of the faces. Atrix, or not Atrix, Varys was again trying to beat the shit out of the queen as well, and he was succumbed to the curse the entire time. And as soon as the king fell, basically we got his halberd. Currently, Kulog has it, and I believe. Oh God. Uh,
I'm gonna hop in and say Atrix wasn't succumbed to the curse. He was listening to Illithin.
did
Illithin
I say
said,
Atrix? I
"Yeah,
meant Varys.
well,
My
okay, okay,
bad.
okay. No, no
I meant
worries."
Varys was succumbed to the curse, but Atrix, yes, was following his love interest. Um, to essentially follow what she was doing because he believed in her and wanted to trust her. So as we were fighting, we essentially had all the commoners trying to just punch us left and right, which was chaos. Um, Once the king fell, everybody's masks kind of fell down as well. Lots of people died because the guards were going for the kill instead of just like knocking people out like our party was. And we found out after the king fell that actually we'll get to that. um, Never mind. Because I don't know if that's in character or not yet. Um, Basically, we had like an hour long conversation with the queen, just kind of talking about what was going on. Kulog's mom is still missing. No idea where she went. She's disappeared. Um, Kulog and Rain, after everybody was talking, I believe Atrix went to go talk to the king to figure out what happened and why all of a sudden he started just like pummeling the queen. Um, oh, while we were fighting, Kulog asked the king basically why he was doing this, and the king didn't respond, but he didn't have the dead set stare uh, on the queen like everybody else that was charmed did. He looked at Kulog and then looked back at the queen. So it's kind of not really rumored, but we think that the king was the one that was behind everything, but we're not 100% sure on it. Because he never said, yes, I did it. No, I didn't do it. At this point, we hadn't interrogated him yet. Um, the king basically got sent to prison and he's locked up right now. Like I said, Atrix went to go talk to him. I believe Varys went back with Luna to basically go tend to her wounds, and Kulog and Rain, after we talked to the queen, went on a party in their bedroom, and Atrix, Illithin, and Ildrath also did. They went back to their room. I I'm not sure what Sigrun was doing. What was Sigrun doing?
He went to his own room. He helped heal up a lot of the people
Correct.
after him and Illithin took the time to, like, spare the dying more or less, and then he went through to make sure everybody, was healed and tend to the wounded and stuff.
Hmm. Yes.
Him, Illithin, and Lily all took care of the healing part before the actual proper healers for the church could get there.
We also found out that one of the council members, who I believe was Kulog's mother, we found out Kulog's mother was a council member, made the masks.
She was a countess
Countess.
that worked closely with the council as kind of like an advisor, if you will,
Gotcha.
or consultant.
Got it. But so one of the council made the masks. Everyone's except the queens and whoever else used theirs from years prior.
And a
And
charming
she
family reunion.
doesn't know that she's Kulog's mom, or maybe she's not Kulog's mom. We don't know.
We also found out that the king was Rivali's and Atrix's father.
Oh,
Minor details.
also, at the end of it, Rivali basically stormed off, and we have no idea where Rivali went. He basically just left. No idea what happened.
No idea where he went.
The queen also suited us to determine the king's fate. We have yet to discuss that, so that was also part of last week's session.
Correct. Orphanius and Lady Velengold also took off. He decided to also stay in the castle and take the queen up on her offer, and ended up having a pillow fort and a tea party with her, which Sigrun was privy to briefly. So, before we start off 2 days after the ball, Kulog.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, there's no music playing. Uno momento.
So we're 2 days after that night then?
We will be.
Okay.
So the ball's on the 30th, and then it goes September 1st, then September 2nd. We will be picking up on September 2nd after I finish up what I have planned for sketch.
We had that night and one full day.
Oh, we had a full day. Can we do downtime stuff?
Yes. For those of you who it makes sense to do downtime stuff for, who aren't busy.
Eh.
So if you are able to fit whatever your downtime thing is in, yes.
Yeah, I would have had
I
a full
remember
afternoon and night.
Kulog was
Fortune Games,
definitely
yeah.
fitting his downtime thing in.
So the morning after,
Oh God, here we go.
your evening with Rain, which was surprisingly
Ooh.
very pleasant.
Okay.
Yes.
Could technically this be persuasion training?
You know, I'll allow it. Sure, why not?
Because Kulog could be persuading Rain to be doing things that she may not normally be used to.
That chance, buddy.
Oh,
Not a
my
fat
God.
chance on that one. I'll allow
Doesn't
it to be
matter.
training.
I rolled a 3.
Yeah, I'll allow it to be your training, but Rain's a fucking freak in the bed.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's a wild one.
Yes, she is. After she leaves in a little bit after morning, she does stick around to have a light breakfast with you. She's not just a run and
Pump
go
and dump
chick.
kind of go.
Yeah, pump and dump. She's not a pump and dump. She does spend a little bit of time with you, and but does eventually excuse herself because she does explain that she is a daughter of a noble family, that she does have duties to attend to. But she does say that she hopes that she can meet you again with what in various aspects, whether that means a potential date or another night like this. You're not entirely sure, but she kind of leaves with a little cheeky wink and storms off before you can really say anything in retort to her. However, as you are beginning to grab your things from the room in an attempt to go find your party for the rest of the day, there's a knock on your door.
Kulog, I guess at this point, after breakfast, we'd be dressed and whatnot. Yes.
Oh yeah, this is probably more towards the afternoon at this point.
So Kulog gets up off the bed and walks to the door, kind of questioning, essentially thinking that it's like maybe Atrix or Siggurn or Varys or even possibly Illithin, just like coming to check up because we haven't seen each other for at least 36 hours at this point, just trying to see like who it is. So he just kind of like pulls the door open a little bit cautiously because he's like, I don't know who it is, and just kind of cracks it open.
As you crack it open, you see standing before you a now both familiar and unfamiliar woman. The woman you met at the ball that you accused of being your mother stands before you, and before you can invite her in or turn her away, she kind of gently pushes past you and into the room.
Shocked, Kulog just kind of like stands there, almost like a preteen kid, just like wondering if his parents are gonna scold him, like if he did something wrong. He just kind of like stands there looking at her, kind of in shock and also like almost anger because he's just still so unaware of why she's there and why she denied him when he talked to her.
So, Lena, as you know your mother's name being, she looks around the room, kind of steepling her fingers in front of her a little bit, unimpressed with what she considers shabby lodgings. And then eventually her eyes fall on you, gives you a once over, up and down. I suppose you have questions. I did say that I invited you to my place, but that doesn't seem to be in the cards right now. So, I'm here to answer your questions so we can go our separate ways and get it over with.
That's your first line after seeing me for almost 20 years? What? Not even a hi? How are you? How are you alive? How are you alive?
I did not expect to see you at all, let alone in a ball of all places. But I do need to warn you. I wasn't lying when I said I wasn't who you thought I was. Technically.
Then who or what are you?
I am your mother, technically speaking. I am the one who gave birth to you. However, I'm not the one who raised you. You see, I didn't have the time to spend raising a child and playing wife to your darling father, bless his heart. I had other matters to attend to, so I hired a woman to stand in my stead in the meantime. I had intentions of visiting and returning, but unfortunately work kept me away.
Did you give her a disguise? She looked exactly like you.
No, actually, funny thing is, she was a changeling woman that contact of mine happened to know. Oh, what was her name? Bina Farah, that's what it was.
So, she wasn't my mother?
No, but she did raise you most of your life. Well, until she inevitably met her fate. Poor soul. But, yes.
Well, I guess that explains how I'm still seeing you here when I held her lifeless body in my arms. But that doesn't answer the question of why are you here?
Call it, um, mother's instincts. You see her kind of like choke over the word of mother a little bit, as if like it sounds disgusting for her to say. I figured I'd owe you at least a little bit of explanation. I'm not one to leave loose ends laying around. A small kindness, I suppose. Or maybe not, who knows.
Kulog kind of like clears his throat and stands up straight and thinks to himself, so this is the woman that gave birth to me. She looks exactly like the woman that raised me. But she isn't who I thought she was. She's a complete stranger. I technically don't have any kind of emotion to her. I shouldn't have an emotion to her, but I do. And he like kind of, in a sense, kind of chokes back a couple like broken-hearted feelings, I guess. And he like he puts on his face of, you know, technically I don't, you know, I'm a strong man, I'm a warrior, I don't need you, I haven't needed you for years. But obviously on the inside, he still wishes that she would take action for being his mother. But out loud he says, so he says kind of what he just thought. He's like, so if you're my mom, but I haven't known you as yourself, you still are technically a complete stranger to me.
Indeed I am. However, there is another reason for me coming here. I came to... Oh, I guess offer you a chance of reconnecting, if you will. You should come back home. That's where I'm going to be heading.
He just kind of scoffs and says, I'm sorry. I don't know where home is for you.
Home as in your home. I'm not asking you to live with me, just... That's where I'll be if you want to come and establish some sort of connection. Get to know each other, if you will. I feel you probably have more questions, and unfortunately, I don't really have the time right now to answer them. I am having to go momentarily, and she kind of looks out the window a little bit as if like to gauge the time. But the offer still stands. I'll be heading that way, and you are welcome to stop by, I guess.
If I'm in the area, I might come see you.
You
But don't
should.
expect me to come running back to you.
I have a feeling you'll want to. There's a certain friend of yours that's eager to see you.
Kulog like kind of has a flashback back to his kid life, and he's like, who could it be? Everybody that I knew died in the fire. Like, there's nobody left alive. I was one of the only people that made it out of there.
Tobias. I'm sure you remember him.
Kulog like kind of like is taken aback, like almost becomes breathless, like his heart starts just swelling up in his chest, and he clenches his fists and he just is trying to not believe any words that she's saying, and then he coughs and kind of like clears his throat again and says, fine, but only for him.
Oh, that's fine. I wasn't asking you to come for me. I was asking you to come for you. You seem conflicted. I think it'll do you some good. Maybe fill you with a sense of purpose. Look forward to seeing you. Kulog.
And as she starts walking out of the room, he says, goodbye, Lena.
You see her glance over her shoulder, and there's like the faintest kind of like almost like a mix between like a smug and somehow weirdly proud smirk. Before she rounds the corner and disappears out of your sight.
After she leaves, Kulog like kind of shuts the door and like falls on his knees and like just is questioning how Tobias is alive. Like, how did he make it out? How did, after all of what the bandits did to him, how did he make it out alive? And he kind of pushes his hands against the floor, like almost in that anime type, like tears almost running down his face type scenario of like, I have to go see him.
Okay.
Then he grabs all his stuff, basically immediately just grabs everything and just like starts walking back towards the is the cozy cat, right?
Curious cat.
Curious cat. I don't know why I couldn't think of curious. Yep, go ahead. Sorry.
That's fine. Easy enough. You make your way back there. However, the only people that are there, you do see Yuldrath there briefly, and Hugh kind of informs you that Atrix and Ilthan have come and gone throughout the day and have been keeping busy, but that's where they're staying. They are here. During the during this specific day, Varys, was there anything that you wanted to do after the first initial night that you and Luna spent some time together?
Nothing specific. I think Varys is probably more focused on making sure that Luna's okay. I mean, she was damn near cleaved in two during the fight. So like even that first night, he sat up most of the night next to the bed, just watching over her to make sure that she was okay.
Yeah, she sleeps pretty hard, but you do watch that she tosses and turns a couple times, but every once in a while she'll like reach out towards you in her sleep, and then like when she realizes that you're there, she kind of settles down. But if you have nothing planned, she probably will spend the next day with you as well.
Yeah, and I think as she like reaches out and stuff, he probably reaches out and holds her hand or her arm or something to kind of give her a little bit of comfort.
Okay. I believe everybody else I have already covered your guys' side stuff. On the second day, as everybody begins to reconvene at the Curious Cat, Varys, you're one of the last to get back to the Curious Cat with Luna kind of in tow with you. As you're passing by Seagurn's room in the morning, you hear the faint sound of a sheep from his room.
Varys stops and knocks on the door kind of softly. Sigurd? Sigurd? And he slowly like grabs the handle, not sure what to expect, and just kind of tries to quietly creak the door open enough to peek in.
Yeah, so you open the door. You open the door, and you don't see Sigurd in the room. However, you do see a big fluffy white sheep just kind of hanging out. However, it does have Sigurd's eyes.
He opens the door more, seeing that Sigurd isn't in there, and kind of like is Luna with him, or is she in like her quarters now?
She probably would have broken off to go down to her area.
Spot. Okay, that's kind of what I figured. So he walks in, he looks around, checks the windows. No. What are you doing in here, little guy? And he kind of squats down and looks the sheep in the eyes. Those look... Sigrun? No. And he reaches a hand up and kind of like pets the sheep's head.
Oh, God. Sheepern, how are you reacting to this as a sheep?
Well, with 2 intelligence, not very well.
Sheepern.
Oh, shit.
So he pets the sheep's head and stands back upright. Do I see any of like Sigrun's belongings laying around anywhere?
How do you want it to be polymorphed with you or not?
Well, this would have happened before I had like packed up to leave for the day, so my sword wouldn't be there, and then like the clothes that I was wearing aren't there, but like my bag and stuff would just be set on the side table or wherever. So my things are there, minus the sword.
Well, some of your stuff is still laying out. You stay here, little sheep, and he gives him a pat on the head and walks out and closes the door, and goes down the hall to Illithin's room and knocks on the door. Illithin.
Oh, is it morning already?
It's what time is it?
It's morning enough, like
Okay.
as it's normal people morning, not elf morning.
Yes, the sun is up. Have you heard or seen Sigrun?
Hold on. Patters over the door, opens it up. What's wrong?
Hi, yeah, have you seen Sigrun? There's a sheep in his room. And his things are there, but he's not.
I have not seen him, I don't think. What do you mean there's a sheep in his room?
I mean, come look, there's a sheep in his room.
Would you be kidding me? Close up a robe that she bought. Just gonna cross her arms and walk over with him.
He opens the door, like, wide open so that she can see in and see? Sheep. No Sigrun. There's his stuff.
What the hell is going on here? And you didn't see him leave?
No, I was actually going toward my room, and I heard a sheep, and I knocked on the door, and there was no answer except a baa from the sheep, and here we are. You don't think Sigrun is the sheep, or the sheep is Sigrun, do you? I mean, look at the eyes.
Illithin's not gonna get closer to the sheep, and she's gonna kneel down, and it's kind of like this weird, like, ew look on her face. Look at the sheep's face.
In a weird way, it looks like Sigrun. If Sigrun was somehow a sheep.
Are my eyes deceiving me, or does this look somewhat like our dear friend?
I mean, maybe a little bit. Hang on, stay.
I mean, minus the fluff and the elongated face.
Right. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. And Varys, like, runs out of the room over to the tavern to look for Hugh.
Hugh's definitely there, yeah.
Hugh, my good man, have you seen our other elven friend, Sigrun, recently?
Can't say that I have. Usually he's out here for breakfast, but not today. I don't know what fucking happened to my accent.
Okay, great. Thank you. And he runs back to the room. Yeah, Hugh says he hasn't seen him either, and Sigrun's usually the first one up.
It's unusual.
Bah.
Yeah, all right, I'll figure it out.
Do we need to
Just stands up, starts looking around the room.
take him to the stables? maybe. I don't know what to do.
You want to take this lovely, smelly creature that looks like Sigan to the stables?
Well, do we keep him here?
She's gonna shake her head and kind of roll her eyes and just reach up and snap her fingers, and she's gonna cast Detect Magic.
Oh yeah, he's definitely it's magic.
Oh, well. Oh, Sigan, dear, who did this to you?
So it is Sigrun. Hold on. Varys runs out and goes and knocks on Kulog's door. Kulog! Kulog! Get up. You have to see this.
Yes. I heard a sheep. Why is there a sheep in here?
Yes. Well,
Tricks!
say hello to Sigrun.
Is that Sigrun?
I don't know what happened, and
Illico's gonna poke her head out of the door and yell for Atrix.
Atrix
are you
is
here?
technically not there, but he will be arriving shortly.
Oh, shit. He should see this.
I wonder who did this to him. Or what did this to him.
Do you think he did it to himself?
I mean, how would he do it?
Amazing.
Maybe he got some tips from the Duke.
Did you know that unless you're a druid, when you're turned into another animal, essentially, your mental capacity, your facilities are that of that animal? Do you know how incredibly stupid sheep are?
So our brilliant Sigrun is reduced to the intellect of a sheep.
Yeah, Sheepern starts like chewing on the blankets a little bit.
No, we're not. Oh, for God's sake.
Well, how do we...
She's gonna walk over and just like point like a single finger on the tip of his forehead, like on his forehead. Enough. And she'll cast spell magic.
Okay. With that, your form returns back to normal, Seeker. with the blanket still in your mouth.
That's that.
Please tell me he like keeps chewing for a moment.
Oh God.
You're welcome. Stop rolling so bad.
Was
the problem is I'm rolling too well.
Was that an effect of the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fun fact, before anyone else actually bothered waking up, I'd already been a sheep for 4 hours.
Yep.
Oh my God.
I rolled randomly to see how long he would be a sheep, and I rolled 8 hours.
I just happened to get up before everyone except Varys. Although I don't know if Varys actually gets up early or sleeps in. But yeah.
Well, Sigrun, can't say I've quite seen something like that before. Mind explaining what happened here?
Just sitting on the floor. I don't know, but that wasn't pleasant.
So
Are you still hungry, or was the blanket enough food for you for the day?
Sheep have multiple stomachs like cows.
But
I don't know
Sigrun does
anything about
not.
animals.
Humans do not.
Well, he wasn't a human.
I wonder how that
Oh,
works.
elf
Varys
anyway.
like thinks to himself.
I'll be honest, I don't think I was smart enough to know how many stomachs I had.
So you were just sitting here and randomly got turned into a sheep.
Look at that. It looks like he's been munching on the carpet.
Oh, there's a little
Wait,
spot right there.
Wait, does that mean that Sigrun is a carpet muncher?
Maybe sheepern.
Sheepern the carpet muncher. I like that. We should coin that. Varys and Kulog walk out the room. We're just like laughing at each other or laughing with each other.
You're gonna kill the DM.
Oops.
Oh, funny.
Sigrun, do you have
Subtle
any?
jokes that are the most fun.
Do you have any like prankster enemies maybe that we should know about?
Not that I'm aware of. Not at least not on this plane.
I don't think you cast it on yourself, did you?
I don't have that kind of magic.
I could change you back. Maybe it'll help you remember.
I stand up and dust myself off. So breakfast then?
You sure you're still hungry after that?
Didn't get enough bed sheet.
Lots of
Or enough
fiber in
carpet?
that.
I just kind of slowly push past the crowd at the door. Just go out to the main hall.
Yeah, Hugh sees you and he's like, "Oh, there he is. There he is. Okay, I can. The usual sounds good. Don't even bother answering."
Sure.
And he turns around and starts getting the food ready for you guys.
Someone's a little bit testy this morning.
I have a feeling he might know more than he's letting on. You don't just randomly get polymorphed like that.
You don't say.
Oh well, in due time. Breakfast?
I could go for a bite. I meant to go shopping yesterday, but I didn't have the time. I'm thinking about some new armor.
Oh?
Mm-hmm.
What are we thinking?
Oh, I don't know. Something a little bit heavier. No. This leather is nice, but it's not very protective. And plus, I feel quite a bit stronger over the last couple of days. I feel like I'm
I
ready to
mean-
make a step up.
You're not going to be like walking around fully clad in plate mail, are you?
Darling, no. How ridiculous would that look?
I think you might look quite intimidating, but also maybe a little bit foolish.
Intimidating. I can be intimidating all on my own, but I appreciate the vote of confidence.
Well, good luck on your shopping. I'm gonna go get some breakfast.
No, breakfast first.
Atrix walks in.
Ferris goes out to
Be
the
back
tavern to
out in a
get
bit.
breakfast.
With a mischievous grin.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get dressed.
Yeah. Atrix, you eventually walk into the Curious Cat. You see everyone's a little bit more lively than you'd expect. Everyone's kind of up and ready. Sigurd looks interesting at the bar, like slightly annoyed with everybody else's antics.
Atrix will walk in with Ildrath in tow. Good morning, everybody. Sigurd, you look a little tired. Did you hurt the sheep in your room as I left this morning? I didn't figure I would bother. Is everything okay?
Just glare. Don't say anything.
Oh, you were here earlier, Atrix. You saw the sheep.
I didn't see the sheep. I heard it, but the door was closed, and I didn't feel like I should intrude.
Well,
But
let me tell you, I intruded. That sheep was actually Sigurd, if you can believe it.
that's hilarious. No, he just didn't want
Okay.
to intrude on whatever was happening in the room. He wasn't sure.
I just wanted to make sure.
He definitely did not take that path.
Okay, thank God. I was sort of like,
With
It's
Atrix
all
will
right.
stop
Ilithan was able to bring him back, and he's here now. And Varys kind of like gives him a soft pat on the shoulder, back of the shoulder.
She's been quite different the last couple of hours, but in a very good way. Kulog, quick question.
Yes, sir.
Just to clarify, Orphinius is still at the palace, correct?
Yep.
Okay. My father's halberd. I don't know if, with you having absolution, and I don't think you really need it, but there is someone in our party that could definitely use from having a weapon like that. I was thinking if it's okay with everybody here that we gift it to Orphinius after everything that he's helped us with, and maybe put it up into a little nice box and with a bow and let him open it.
Kulog like has it on his back, and he just kind of thinks to himself, "A little box. This thing's almost as tall as I am." He just kind of like laughs and he says, "I prefer absolution myself. But I only took the halberd because you handed it to me. But if you decide you want to give it to Orphinius, by all means. I don't know if he'll be strong enough to lift it, but we can definitely give it to him to try."
He will be.
Have you seen the boy in action? I'm pretty sure he'll be strong enough to use it. But yeah, if we can take care of that later. I have some business to tend to. Ildrath is here with you. He's already eaten. Don't let him lie to you. And Atrix will take the box and the 2 cups of coffee that he has and walk to his room. To meet
As
Elizabeth.
soon as you leave, Yildrath turns to you, Kulog, and gives you the puppy dog, like, I'm still hungry eyes.
And Kulog will like look over, kind of pat him on the head a little bit, and be like, "I missed you, buddy. Q, you got another plate?"
Happy stomps. He's like, come right up.
Varys kind of whispers under his breath, loud enough so that the others can hear him. But after Atrix has walked away, new heir to the throne is a little bit busy now.
And does Kulog know this in person yet? I know that he was like focused on Rain the entire time.
Yeah, you were there when it was when it came out that Atrix is the son of the king.
Okay, got it. Perfect.
It was during our little huddle with the queen after the fight.
Yep.
Atrix then makes his way back to the room, knocks on the door before entering.
What now? Oh,
It's just me, dear. I brought you some pastries and a cup of coffee for breakfast. We could definitely leave these here for later, but I also got you this. And he hands her a gift-wrapped box.
someone's in scarce for a day.
I didn't want to bother you while you were sleeping and went out and took care of some business and did a little shopping.
Okay.
And if you decide to open it, I can tell you what's inside.
Oh, I don't want to.
It's my dick in a box.
It's my dick in a bag, babe. It's not, but
Well, I hope not. That would mean it's not, gestures towards his groin.
but inside is a little smaller box, and
You're not going to open it yet.
oh, then I will shut up.
Just take the coffee and set it to the side. I don't think you should be. Don't take this the wrong way. I don't think you should be wandering around alone.
not sure how to take that, but I think I can handle my own, myself. Plus, I had Ildrath with me.
Let me rephrase. I would prefer, if it matters at all, if you didn't.
Taken back, Atrix kind of gets a puzzled look on his face. I will take kindly to your warning. I will not travel alone again.
I mean it, Atrix. There's a lot more complication now, and it wasn't just us in the hall when we spoke with the Queen. Suffice to say, I doubt we were the only ones who could have possibly heard a little revelation. And that means that you're a threat to people now. You need to understand that. I'm not saying that you don't, but I want you to take it seriously and consider it in every action that you take. I'd be telling Rivali the same thing had he not left.
I never really thought of it that way, but of course, I will not travel alone again.
She kind of gives him a look over with, like, very serious face and shakes her head and smiles. Good. I'm glad that's cleared up then. I'm happy to see you. I missed you yesterday.
I can say I missed you as well. If you are ready, the rest of the group is probably awaiting us, and we can eat breakfast with them.
I think I'll save this for later. That's the box that she had set aside. I don't want to keep everyone else waiting.
Shall we? And he'll open the door for her.
Grab her coffee and stand up. She's wearing just the leathers and the tunic today. She put her dress away.
Mm-mm. So, you two both head out on with the rest of the group. Everybody minus Orphinius is all here and accounted for. As you guys get settled and wait for Hugh to finish up getting breakfast, you hear the door to the Curious Cat open, expecting it to be maybe Orphinius coming in late. Some of you turn to look. And instead, Kovac, would you like to explain what your character looks like?
Yes, Hustel. As he steps into the doors, the light kind of shine behind him. You see a relatively tall, tealish portal with yellow eyes, and the most peculiar thing about him is he has like a flower garden growing on the back of his shell, and around him flutters several kind of like a fuchsia hummingbirds that kind of seem to blink in and out of flowers on his back.
Oh, you guys see this large turtle, and most of you've definitely seen turtles around. They're not necessarily super uncommon, but they do tend to keep more to the west, or the east, sorry. Those of you who have seen them, you've never seen one with a full-blown garden on his back, however. So this is different for you. But Hustel, as you enter the tavern and kind of take a look around, one of the little hummingbirds kind of flits up towards where your ear would be and kind of gives you that like signal that you've come to realize is affirmative, more or less, and you make eye contact with the group in front of you sitting at the bar. There's nobody else really in here at the moment other than them and the barkeep.
Hustel, he he smiles a little bit, more of a friendly smile, kind of faint. Can't really tell much with it the way, but he begins to approach you guys. More so, I guess, towards the center. I guess where Kulog and Sigurd and Yildreth are. But he approaches. Hello. I take it that you are the adventurers that I've heard about.
Varys stares from the end of the bar curiously.
You guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello?
Oh. Hello, I apologize. I'm Hustel Rosenshell. A little birdie told me that you guys have recently seemed to have been the center of a lot of attention. And I believe that I might need y'all's help with something.
Then immediately, like, her expression changes from, like, indifferent to suspicious, like, openly suspicious. The center of what attention exactly?
Well, the situation that happened in the ball. How the queen seems to like you guys, and you guys helped the queen. I just, much as recently happened at Silver Rock, and I've heard that you guys have encountered much of the same. And so, here I am, hoping that we could, parlay and perhaps discuss sort of what's been going on in this world, in the rest of the world, I suppose.
I love you.
Lilithan turns back around and just kind of eyes everyone else.
If I may, Atrix turns around and if I may, the name's Atrix.
Pleasure.
I haven't seen a shell like yours in quite some time. You strike me as intriguing, but we have plenty of business to tend to on our own. What are you thinking of needing our help with?
Well, you all know about the sickness that comes from the sky, yes? Well, I'm trying to figure out what is causing this. Silver Rock has recently been not that safe as I would like it to be, and I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. And I figure, and well, the spirits figure that you all would be helpful in this, and perhaps I would help you as well.
Have you reached out to healers and priestesses and anybody that you can to maybe help you solve the sickness or troubles that trouble Silver Rock?
It's beyond being just helping those who are sick. I'm wanting to stop this. I know demons have started popping back up again.
On the mention of demons, Atrix will glance over at Sigurd. Just a side eye.
What do you know about demons? Kulog will just like kind of pipe up and
Well,
question it.
Hustel, where Kulak asks you what you know about demons, you were alive for the war, so you remember a lot of the carnage that happened in various places. You were young, but old enough to remember a lot of the sadness and brutality that came from both sides.
well, I know of the pain that the war caused, and I know of the roving bands of demons popping up everywhere. I myself have had to fend off some from Silver Rock and the meadows that surround it. And so, I'm looking to stop this at the root, wherever that is.
I'm sorry, did you say number one, spirits? And she's a little interest, a little curiosity in her eyes.
I did. And Hustel holds his hand up, and you see a bunch of the little pink hummingbirds sort of swarm his hand in a way. These are my nature spirits, my little hummingbirds.
Adorable. And you said something about a sickness from the sky. What does that mean?
Well, it's these. To me, they look like rocks. But whenever they strike down in these areas, sickness seems to start around. The animals seem to get sick, our people seem to get sick, and then the rocks disappear for whatever reason. And so I'm trying to figure out what's causing this. And it seems to be, from my observations, just linked with this. I could be wrong, I could be right, I'm not sure. That's why I'm here.
I will, without turning fully away from Hustel, just kind of side-eye everyone else. With just, like, raised eyebrow.
Yeah, the
Interesting.
rock from the sky that makes people sick definitely sounds familiar to you guys.
Mhm.
Silver Rock is far east. Varys is kind of like talking lowly, not necessarily to Hustel, but more to the party. Silver Rock is far to the east. It's almost the opposite side of the continent as Greenwood. Why would things be falling over there too? And for how long? How long ago? And then he like speaks up to Hustel. How long ago did things start falling from the sky?
Uno momento while I check the timeline, and I will tell you exactly when.
That's my favorite song.
This is before that. It was July 23rd, 31st, which is, knowing you, you'd probably know the exact date if you want to either say that or you can say towards the end of July works as well. Either one. It's up to you.
Towards the end of July.
Isn't that about when... Give me, my consumptive time's a little funny. Isn't that about when the attack happened on the Capitol? Or was that a little bit before, after?
This was during the Starstorm.
Hmm.
Yeah, so for the party's benefit, it happened essentially the day after we left the Witchwood.
Yep.
If Atrix, without trying to say too much out loud, will lean down to Illithin and go, "Falling rock, didn't we see one
Yes.
of the... That's what I thought. What do we do?
I will turn away from Hustel and just... Hugh, have you heard anything about this? I'm sure you hear a lot of interesting stories from abroad.
Heard about what?
That stars falling in other places.
Oh, yes. So for you, Kovac, the night that the
No,
star
I'm
had
asking
fallen.
Hugh, the barkeeper.
Oh, Hugh. I'm already in like. Okay. Yes. Hello. Too many Hughs now. There could be only one.
There can be only one.
Well, we
three
invited
Hugh,
we invited the barkeeper to karaoke, so the new guy has to die.
So Hugh the barkeep kind of turns around as he's like beginning to lay the food out for you guys. End of July, that was that star storm that happened, but I can't say that I saw anything around here.
Okay.
Definitely heard about what happened up in Greenwood, though. Word travels quickly. Didn't know you guys were in the center of that, though.
I wouldn't say necessarily the center. That sounds incriminating.
Well, adjacent then. Don't worry, you can incriminate yourself all you want here. This is the Curious Cat, after all. We're all a little bit of criminals here.
Story for later, Hugh. I'm curious.
That'll be a story for to be told over drinks. Don't worry, they're on me.
Take that offer.
I love Hugh. He's so cool.
He's so cute. I love him.
So they started coming down during the storm. Do you still have people sick there? And you mentioned demons. Have you seen demons near them?
As far as the sickness goes, it's our town's healers have mostly taken care of it. There are a few where things have combusted, as to say. As far as seeing demons near them, they have been roving around Silver Rock, mostly gotten town. If any have infiltrated, I'm not sure.
Oh, a demon infiltrating something. She'll glance over to Sigrun. However could that happen?
Various ways, I'm sure.
Well, you're welcome to come on in and I can whip you up some grub, like.
What you got?
Well, what do you want?
Do you have tea?
Oh, I'm sure we got some tea back there, yeah.
I'd like a cup of hot tea.
Alright, can tell Chef to get some tea going for you. He
I appreciate it.
heads over to the door, opens it just a little bit, he goes, we got some tea! And you hear, aye! From the back as Chef starts getting tea going for you.
How rude of us. Yes, please take a seat.
Thank you.
Very interested in.
I don't hold it against y'all being suspicious of me. You know, I see the looks, I see the questions. It is bizarre, I know, but I thank you for welcoming me to City East. If you have any questions, please ask. More than happy to answer.
It's nothing personal. I hope you don't take it that way. I apologize. We just
I
have
don't.
good reason to be suspicious these days.
Oh, I'm sure. After hearing a bit of the escapades that happened in the ballroom, you know, I can't totally hold it against you.
So, Silver Rock. It's quite a bit farther than I've traveled myself. How did you make it here on your own?
Well, mostly just traveled by foot. I'm a bit of a, despite being a turtle, and I'm a bit of a fast traveler. Helps having nature spirits. And no, it's a long walk, but I can handle myself, thankfully. You've never been to Silver Rock before?
Oh, no. I'm from the south myself. Hadn't
You
traveled
Varys,
west of the mountains until just recently.
Varys, you'd probably be the only one here that would be familiar enough with Silver Rock being it somewhat kind of close-ish proximity to your home.
I've never been to Silver Rock itself. I mean, the furthest east I've been is Searwood, and that's close, but You know, the lake over there. So that's a long way to walk. How long did it take you to get to Ardengard?
I will tell you exactly how long it took. Give me a second.
Did he beat the hair here?
Shut up.
Yeah, the hair took a nap.
There we go. Okay, 1, 3, 3, and then we do this, and this, and then I. Oh shit! By foot. It took you. It took you. Over a month to get here.
Right.
Oh, it took you about 48 days to get here.
Was. Took me a little over to get here. Quite a beautiful walk. I enjoyed it. No point in trying to get to places speedy when you enjoy nature.
You must have left shortly after the star storm then, when things first started falling.
Did. So, tell me a bit more what you know of the star storm.
Well, can't say I really know that much. It happened.
Personally, I'm not familiar enough with what has happened and transpired with the stars myself. Um, I'm sure we could find answers somewhere around here.
I hope so. But that is why I'm on my adventure.
Okay. What now, boy?
I'm sorry?
It's Varys's
Oh, that
armor
okay.
speaking to him.
I thought that's
I
what that was.
Yeah, I was trying to do the snoring sound, but it wasn't picking up on my mic for some reason.
Ed, good to see you.
Yeah, so Varys is just like speaking in his own head to Ed. Our new turtle friend here brings news of more fallen sky stones and eggs, accompanied by demons, all the way east near Silver Rock.
Silver Rock. Haven't been out there in a long while.
Okay, you don't seem too interested or concerned. Go back to sleep.
What did you want to know?
I was just letting you know that there's more now.
All right. Yep.
You just go back to sleep. We'll figure it out. I'm sure you'll wake up when you want to.
Yeah, he's already out. He's just snoring. You can hear the snoring like trailing off.
So you need our help in Silver Rock.
Yes and no. I have more traveled out here to hopefully get to the bottom of what's going. Just Ardengard in general always has information and just helped to know that uh, a group of adventurers like yourselves are here as well, who seem to have been entwined on.
Well,
So,
sorry to interrupt you. I apologize.
oh, go ahead.
I while I was out this morning, um, I did stop and talk to the Queen. Um, have some things that I need to discuss with my group here. Um, if you wouldn't mind giving us a few moments, and in that moment,
Ding, 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 ding. You hear various sounds of bells going off in the city. Atrix, those of you, yeah, just you know. So, you would know that that usually is a warning bell to signal the guards to be on high alert. You've heard it happen twice before. Usually means a prisoner has escaped from the royal dungeons. Specifically, like high priority targets.
well,
What are all the
Motherfucker.
bells for?
that's not good. Um, I think we need to have a conversation, and we need to have it now before things get worse. Hugh, do you mind if you give us a few moments to kind of discuss amongst ourselves and then get back to you? I'm sure we'll probably end up helping. We just have some things to privately discuss.
Oh, yes, of course. Take your time. So, Hustel stands up and he walks away from you guys so you all can discuss.
Don't forget your tea. Here it
Oh,
is, and he brings it out and hands it over to you.
Thank you. Takes.
Oh, we do have a bench outside if you want to enjoy it out there. It's kind of next to our garden area.
Sounds lovely. Thank you. And Hustel steps outside with a cup of tea, sits down at the bench.
Gentlemen,
leans
I'd
on the
very much
counter.
enjoy if perhaps we took this conversation to somewhere a bit more secluded.
Oh, yeah. No, that makes sense. My bad. You could use the stables if you want, or we do have a back room if you'd like. I don't normally give people access to that for this kind of situation, but you can use it if you'd like. It's secure.
Secure and big enough to fit us all. I will be back there, and Atrix will get up and walk behind the bar towards the back room.
Yeah. Hugh gives a whistle, and you would recognize that to be like a coded whistle, essentially. And the guards unlock the door for you, and in the Curious Cat, specifically, unlock the door.
Is this the back room that Varys has been trying to get into?
This is the back room Varys has been trying to get into.
Yes. Yeah, because I had a feeling that's what it was. So when Hugh said back room, I think Varys's face, he kind of has a very, very slight smirk as like, ooh, I finally get to see what's back here.
Who's gonna open the door first? Okay, so Sigurd, you open the door first, and it takes you a moment because all you see is a very tiny pantry. However, as you step in and reach out, the pantry itself is just an illusion, and you walk right through it. Revealing a form of a it's definitely a torture room used probably for like interrogation or making people disappear, either or, whatever need it needs to fit.
Well, this is a room that I have not seen before. I hate to know what goes on in here.
Yeah.
Ah,
So now I know what's back here.
Yeah, this place is disgusting. I'm gonna pop detect magic again
Is
and
that
keep
a-
it up.
Finger
Okay.
on the floor.
So the walls themselves are magical. I don't really know exactly what magic this would be used for, but it is a type of magic that blocks scrying and listening in, things like that.
Perfect. That's exactly what I was looking for. The place seems secure enough.
All right, Adrix, what are those bells for? Did our turtle friend bring the demons with him?
No, those bells are for an escapee of the royal variety. Not sure. I really hope that.
Are you saying that the king has broken out of prison?
I don't think
can't.
that's matter for concern right this moment.
Well, I can't say that I know that for sure, but it could be a possibility. My thoughts are we. What do we all know? What is going on here? Why are we. Did. I am so lost. Come back from getting coffee, we start eating breakfast. A turtle walks in the room, bells start ringing, we now are here.
I think every one of us has a small piece to a puzzle that we're maybe keeping a little close to the chest. And put together, we'll know a lot more.
Six
Well-
T louder.
The puzzle piece on my chest, physically, and he like puts his hand to his chest, doesn't know anything.
You take that back, boy. I know a lot of things. I've seen things that you could only.
I didn't mean it like that. He says out
Mhm.
loud, I didn't mean it like that, and he looks down at his chest.
I spoke to the queen this morning. She told me that one of our next, tasks for her that we discussed the night before was to grab a ring from the Cave of Lament. I'm not sure. I've never been. She gave me this, and Atrix will hand.
Cave of Lament, where is that?
Southeast of Ardengard through.
How
what
far?
forest is that?
Like
It's-
Silver Rock far?
It's between here and Silver Rock, south of Forest of the Deer King.
Ugh,
In
Cave
the
of
gorge or
Lament.
whatever it's called.
Why can't these places ever
wheel?
have nice names? Cave
the
of
wheel, sorry.
Parties, Cave of Festivals, Cave of Fucking Rainbows, better than Cave of Lament.
I'm not sure, but this ring that we have been tasked to go grab was part of the 5.
I mean, that makes
Was-
sense. She sent us to go get Absolution and Edelweiss. It only makes sense that the ring would be one of the artifacts. Did she
Thing
say
that
anything
prob-
else about more demon attacks in your extra time there?
I did ask her about that, and she said that she has no current dealings with demons. She has no idea if the demons are around. She has told me that in the past she has dealt with demons. This is long before, the war. That's about all she gave me as far as I know.
And what of our presence in the city? Has she cleared our names?
Yeah, she did. I don't think we actually touched on that, but yes, she would have.
As far as I'm concerned, I walked past several guardsmen today and they didn't think twice. Would believe that she would held to her word and cleared our names.
That point brings me to something I wanted to discuss with the group. Atrix is, and she'll just continue just high alert looking around, just making sure nothing's in the room that shouldn't be.
Just you guys, as far as you can tell.
Now as the Crown Prince, could be in danger. I don't particularly know specifics of nobles or the inner machinations of royalty, but I do know that when people sense a weakness of any kind or an opportunity, they'll take it. If there's anyone that wants to stand against the Queen or the Crown in general, a legitimized son with no true ties to the Queen could pose a threat. With that notion in mind, Atrix should not go anywhere unaccompanied. I'm not saying you're not capable, don't take it that way. I'm saying that it's better be safe than caught off guard. We don't need you going disappearing.
Well, it's not exactly public knowledge that he's the crown prince, although there were other people at the palace when the queen divulged all of that.
And no shortage of those who have the means, magical or otherwise, to have heard that conversation.
I guess it's better time than ever to tell everybody. I did sign that paperwork. Guess I've taken my place as the rightful crown prince, so what she's saying makes all the sense in the world.
Then brings her hand up to her forehead. And she'll tell Atrix, so that's out then. None of the rest of you here.
Well, now that that's out in the air, anybody have any questions for me?
What's it like being prince?
I have no idea. I've been prince for maybe 24 hours.
What's it like knowing you're a prince?
Stressful. All of this. I didn't even think about having a target on my back. I know I had one beforehand, but knowing that was a fluke was kind of comforting, and now as Illithin kind of brings it to my attention, having a target this big on my back is not comforting at all.
I don't especially think that we should treat that as a fluke. That little ordeal with Rivali. I'm not fully prepared to discount that as a one-off or a small plot.
Speaking of Rivali, he's not here. Did he not come back with you from the palace, Atrix?
Well, when we both found out that Aiden was our father, I walked out, was followed closely by him, and he walked off in the darkness, and I haven't seen him since. Brings up my next question. What did everyone else do after the ball? I know I was here with Illithin and did some shopping. Varys, Kulog, Sigurd.
I did much of nothing. I stayed with Luna to watch over her and make sure that she was okay. She was damn near cleaved in two. She almost died.
I do apologize. How is she doing?
Better. Still a bit shaken from the whole thing, but better.
It is good to hear. Kulog, I know that your night was probably eventful, but anything come of it? Any word? Any questionable travelers? I know you and I spoke at the ball, and you saw your mom.
Well,
Or
Rain and I didn't leave our room, so I can't really say that anything came from that minus a good time.
Elephant shoots Kulog a kind of like amused smirk. Oh, something came of it.
Nothing came from that except for me.
Oh,
so
I don't think you're the
Damn.
only one. She's keen on seeing you again.
Just kind of, he'll kind of give Atrix a little nudge and be like, "There's always a round two." You know what I'm saying?
so nothing the next morning, nothing in the last 24 hours, nothing of importance.
My mom did come up to my room and he'll basically tell everybody the story about how she's not his real mom, or she is his real mom, but didn't raise him, and how there was a changeling that basically covered his that basically was like his mom in so many words for all those years, basically paid her off to do her dirty work, because she was obviously busy doing work in Ardengard.
The second Kulog says changeling, Atrix will look at Illithin.
Why are you looking at me?
Kulog, you said changeling. Did she happen to give you any names?
Yes, but I forgot that name.
Era.
Farah?
Yep.
Yes. Her name was Farah?
And you said that your mother paid her off to raise you.
Yes. And she was there every day, so she knew that she was in this for the long haul.
Did you have any siblings, sisters, brothers that you know of?
I had a brother.
Did that brother have a name?
You have a brother?
Actually, I don't have a brother. No. So technically, I'm like
I was
my
like,
own.
You're an only kid, yeah.
I'm an only child. Sorry.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute.
Rewind that.
Rewind
Strike it
time
from
for
the
a second.
record.
Strike it
Yep.
from the record. No, I was an only child.
Name sounds familiar. That
What name?
Farah.
Does it?
It does. But we don't need that. That's neither here nor there. Sigrun, any news from you? Anything weird from the night before?
Not particularly. Lily and I had a conversation, and then I went and had a tea party with Orphinius.
Ah, you joined the Pillow Fort. That had to have been fun. I have no other information that I know of other than the job that she gave me. Questions have been raised from Kulog's meeting with his mother, but that's kind of not important now. Where do we go next? What do we do here? Do we go grab this ring? Do we go to
I
Silver
think
Rock?
more immediately, should we go see what's happening with the, bells going off? Kind of glancing at Varys, because I assume that's what you are looking impatient about.
Thank you, Sigrun.
Well, I figured that was a given, Varys. We'll definitely go take a look at that and go through that, but there's a turtle in the room that we should talk about. Atrix will say jokingly.
Varys, as far as the bells in my experience, bells aren't sounded until the person's well and gone. I doubt they'd be alerting anyone if there was an active escape. It just seems unlikely. I'm not saying we don't go find out what's going on, I just don't think there's that much of a rush, personally.
Well, there's also the matter of the king's fate that we all should discuss, since that was placed upon our docket.
He's your father.
Yes, but it was our decision to make.
Do you think that his actions from the ball deem him worthy of severe punishment or minor punishment?
Well, in the eyes of the law, that's treason, which is usually punishable by death. After my conversation with him in his chambers, he knew what was going on, was trying to get to the bottom of what he thought was happening, which was the queen conspiring with demons, and
Which we still don't know to be entirely false.
which is accurate. So honestly, I don't believe he should ever be put in power again. I believe death is still an option, but I feel like there's answers to be gotten. My vote, personally, would be stripping him of any title or power that he may have and exiling him to a far-off land. But that it is not my decision to make fully. It's a team effort and a team decision to make.
So you
Kulog will
confirmed with him that
interrupt him. Sorry, go ahead, Varys.
you confirmed with him that he was acting of his own accord. He wasn't under a spell per se.
Correct. He was trying to subdue the queen so he could get the answers and interrogate, and if light came of it that she was not conspiring with demons, the matter would have been dropped. If she was, she would have been prosecuted.
So with him acting of his own accord and no evidence that the queen is consorting with demons, it sounds like
she admitted
treason.
it.
She did admit it.
Did I miss that part?
She
Apparently
Over the table. Did I miss that part?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I told everybody that the queen did admit to working with the demons, but it was before the war.
Yeah, so it is common knowledge that before the war, the demons and like the various mortal human races and whatnot did have like a peace treaty. Essentially, they worked side by side for a lot of things, but they kept to themselves. It wasn't really unheard of for people to like commingle with them. And then something changed, obviously, and sparked the war.
Okay, but we have no evidence of, like, right now for
Correct.
consorting with demons? Okay.
Correct.
So then Varys would probably respond, yes, but that was before the war. We have no evidence right now that she is consorting with demons. I mean, it's not out of the question, but if we don't have evidence, then what the king did of his own accord still comes off as treasonous.
Which I agree with, and as much as it would pain me to watch him die or be that part of that decision, he really never has been there for me before, so it wouldn't really change anything now.
Says
There's
the
also
prince.
the little matter of the spell failing or breaking as soon as he went down. As far as we know, what are the king's magical abilities? Does he have power to control that many people?
He's a fighter. He has limited magical capabilities, and it's nothing of that sort.
Then that cancels that. Also, if he were in league with whatever council member crafted the masks, Why would he wait until a ball and make a public incident out of taking care of the Queen when he could have done it privately? This may be a matriarchal society, but surely he's alone with her at some point.
Illithin does pose a very good question. Like, he could have just offed her in the middle of the night.
And if
Granted,
everyone was
that
attacking
I
the
think that
Queen, why
may
would
have
the
been.
spell stop when he went down? Why wouldn't they continue attacking the Queen? I know how magic works. I know that there's a great deal of concentration involved, and generally when you're disabled, anything you're doing stops. But there's a piece missing there.
He could have been a pawn in a larger game.
Maybe he's the one consorting with demons.
That could be a possibility.
He certainly had magic, but I don't think he would have nearly the power required to do that without someone else coming up with the magic itself. Perhaps a spell scroll that he read that could explain how it was more powerful than he can do, but also he was in control of it.
How would he ever read a spell scroll in front of everyone? They were sat on that plinth the entire time.
Did anybody have eyes on Kulog's mother or the fire genasi that she was with?
No, you guys were distracted.
My focus was elsewhere, personally.
Above table, would she have that capability of doing that and
I'm
then just
telling
fucking...
you.
I know.
Why would you ask that? You know what I'm gonna say.
I know.
While we were dancing, Luna
Dingus.
pointed out to keep eyes on the king that he was suspicious, but then the mask locked on to my face and I don't know much of what happened until whatever spell was broken.
I won't be part to putting a king, or anyone for that matter, to death without sufficient proof.
I'm with Illithin on this one.
There's something larger going on here that we don't have all of the working pieces for. And frankly, I don't trust the king or the queen. Or other people for that matter.
You all know where I stand. I don't feel like he should be put to death. I get that it's treason, but...
Without more
Yes.
evidence, it's treason.
Correct.
So I do agree with Illithin. There are definitely more pieces of the puzzle that need to be discovered here. And with the Queen's request to retrieve a ring, we can only expect bad things to be nearby, especially in a place named the Cave of Lament. And then the demons in the sky egg stones at Silver Rock.
What was that?
Was that a...
I don't know what that was. I didn't do that.
Must have been the wind.
Did I misclick? Shit.
in this room?
I think that was me. Sorry.
Sips tea loud enough to open the door.
The suction cup of the sipping.
Well, I say first we find out what's going on with the bells. Maybe it's the king, maybe it's somebody else. Get that part settled, and then start working toward discovering more pieces of this puzzle, which would include retrieving the ring for the queen and probably looking more into whatever's ailing Silver Rock, like Greenwood.
Well, that being discussed, again, we have a total in the room that we should talk about. Are we helping him or bringing him along?
seems to align with our interests.
I would tend to agree.
He seems truthful enough as well. He doesn't seem like he has an ulterior motive. So,
I wonder who he
You
heard
are
from us
trusting.
about.
There's only one person to ask.
I imagine there's been rumors the last couple days about what exactly happened at the ball.
I haven't been exactly out and about, but I'm sure that the commoners weren't exactly lip tight about the occurrence.
I guess it is fair that he was coming to Ardengard for answers and heard whispers of us.
Oh, what are we doing? Excuse me.
Well, rather than leave him here, we should probably talk to our turtle acquaintance. Discuss things to come. Perhaps on the way.
Atrix, who would have sounded the bells? Who would know? Who do we need to go talk to figure out what's going on?
Well, since go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead. Say what you're gonna say. I'm looking it up anyway.
I wouldn't fully know. I believe that call would come from the Queen to sound the bells, but I could be mistaken.
So you can go to two people. You can go to the Royal Guard captain, which is Captain Sam Dilbert, or you can go to the head of the Queen's Guard, who you've met as Henrik.
We definitely, obviously, need to make our way to the palace, and I'm pretty sure we can find out who to talk to then. Would have been probably the head of the Queen's Guard or one of the other more active members, but there's definitely somebody that would tell us. What I'm trying to say is I know who to talk to.
Very well then. Let us gather our new turtle acquaintance and discuss matters on the way to the palace.
Okay, so you guys leave the room and head on out to the outside area where you see Hustel sitting and sipping his tea.
Just a boy and his dragon.
You guys gonna you guys gonna take him, talk to him, invite him?
Hustel.
Yes, sir.
I think we all are in agreement that some of your interests are definitely aligned to ours. I think we would definitely benefit from helping you as well as you allowing you helping us along our journeys. I would definitely like to welcome you to our little band of mischiefs here.
Well, thank you. I look forward to getting to know y'all a bit more. Hopefully, you all come to trust me.
trust is easily earned, but it's harder to maintain.
Kulog, speak for yourself, dear.
Well, Hustel will we're off to the palace to discuss what the bells around town that we just heard were about. If you don't mind tagging along.
Be my pleasure. So,
Okay.
Adrix will
shall we
step
be up?
away and behind Sigrun and between him and Varys.
It doesn't matter. You don't need to move your tokens on around for
Okay.
that. Back on Ardengard, I moved the piggly wiggly butt over to the palace. Whoop whoop whoop. There it goes. Okay. So you guys take your time, in a slightly hurried pace more than usual to get to the palace. You notice that there are not just single patrols now. There are like small groups of 4 to 6 guards kind of rushing quickly around the city as if they're searching for somebody. Even if you attempt to stop them, they ignore you or push past you. They're way more focused on their current duty, whatever it is. Getting to the palace, there is one guard that is kind of directing the others, and he ushers you inside to talk to the queen, seeing you, Atrix. But doesn't really give you much detail other than just talk to the queen, just talk to the queen. I don't have time for this, talk to the queen.
I'll make my way in.
Okay.
I'll
You lead your party.
wait here.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna wait like outside of the room. Like I don't want to see the queen.
Okay. So the rest of you head on into the like throne room meeting area, essentially, where normally she'd address guests or crowds. And she's not sitting on the throne, but she is currently standing and giving out, checking like there's like table in front of her that she's like checking maps and assigning squadrons to patrol certain areas, and she looks up at the majority of your party coming in. Ah, good. You are here. I hate to ask this of you, but what were you all doing last night?
Atrix will kind of step forward and, in a jokingly manner before answering that, go, back at the head of an army suits you. I personally was at the Curious Cat with Illithin. Couldn't speak for others, but I know 2 of us were accounted for.
Was there any hint of a line in that statement, or was that fully truthful?
Fully truthful.
Okay.
I mean, other than Eldrath, I guess. I forgot Eldrath, but
He's not a people.
yeah.
And Kulog will make mention that he was still in his room that she gave him for the castle.
Okay.
Varys,
Looks
I don't know
Varys.
that he shows the apprehension, but he's a lot more attentive to detail being in here with her. Almost like he's looking for any sort of signs that she may have been or be consorting with demons in any way, other than obviously trying to stop them from attacking the city. But he responds to her question with, I was with Luna, making sure that she was okay after being nearly killed by the king.
And is she okay?
She's doing better now. Still a bit jostled and nervous of the whole situation, but health-wise, she's doing better.
You see a momentary like look of relief go across her face before she like steals her expression once more and then looks over to Sigrun.
So, slight bit of confusion on my end here. Was I staying in the castle still or back at the Curious Cat?
So
Everyone
you
went to
went you stayed at the castle, but this morning specifically you went to the Curious Cat, I believe.
Okay.
You weren't staying at the Curious Cat, you just went there this morning.
Okay.
Elf time and shit, you know?
Yeah, just making sure, because I thought I was still at the castle, and then the whole sheep thing was described to the cat. So,
Yeah.
I spent my night here in my room.
Well. And can anyone vouch for your other friend, who I notice is not with you?
Are you referring to Rivali?
No, not Rivali. We
Or
already have
Phineas?
Rivali accounted for.
Or Phineas?
No, not Orphinius. The poor boy, he's so sweet. He's been sleeping in a pillow fort with Lady Gold all night. I think he's still probably sleeping, actually.
Atrix will chuckle. I'm not sure what other friend you're referring to.
Atrix, I believe she's referring to Illithin, who's not in the room with us here.
Yeah, as I stated, she was with me all night that I remember.
All night. And all morning?
Your Majesty, I was with you this morning, if you don't recall. I stopped
I know,
by.
that's why I'm not asking about your morning.
I, I couldn't tell you what she was doing this morning.
Hmm.
She was in her room at the Curious Cat when I got there.
Good to know. Okay, thank you.
Does Varys notice anything as he's looking around? Like anything that would be out of place that would give any hint of, like, something's wrong?
Yeah, so obviously from, like, the people are mumbling amongst themselves about what's going on, looking up, like, various things in, like, books. And you can see that's, like, strategy books and maps of the city and the, like, underground of the city, um, the surrounding areas. You look up, and you do notice that there is a magic circle on the ceiling that is glowing, and as she finishes questioning you guys, it dims. Well, that out of the way, I can at least take you guys off of the suspect list. Unfortunately, I must inform you that the king has escaped, so whatever plan you had for him for his punishment or lack thereof will have to be put on hold for now. Fortunately, escaping is just adding to his plate. There's a moment where she looks really disappointed that things are turning out this way, and as what she said to you, Atrix, about how she really wants to give him the benefit of the doubt, you can see that just upset and strain that this is causing her.
Do we have any leads that you know of?
No, that's why I was hoping. Well, not hoping, but worried that either one of you had a hand in it, and forgive me for assuming, but I have to cover all my bases here, or knew somebody who might have. Oh, this is turning into more hassle than it should have been. It never should have even come to this in the first place. Well, if any of you hear anything, just please let me know.
I definitely will keep you posted. Well, this is not the news I wanted this morning.
Nor I, don't worry. You're in, same company here for that. Is there anything else that I can help you with before I do need to get back to this? And but if there's anything I could do in the meantime. Oh, don't forget to collect your friend.
I definitely will.
Since the investigation of the king is currently on hold, I am lifting your city arrest, if you will. And you can leave the city walls and whatnot if you wish and need to. But as soon as he is found, hopefully, sooner rather than later, you will be summoned back to the city to give your verdict.
Atrix will nod and make his way out of the room and towards Orphanius's room.
And Varys questions the queen. And what if this ring? Atrix says that you would like us to go and retrieve another of these artifacts.
Yes, so the ring is... it might be useful to some of you in your group. I know a couple of you are spellcasters. I'm not entirely sure what it fully does. I've never used it myself, but... do be careful when you go to the cave that you do not open things you shouldn't. You'll understand what I mean when you're there.
Well,
But I did give Atrix the crude drawing that we have of the doorway that he needs to open there.
care is certainly something that should be taken when entering a place called the Cave of Lament.
It is a very unique place. I will tell you that.
So you've been there?
Only once. We were on a skirmish chasing, back in the war, a band of demons. We'd killed their leader, and I was very much back then a no man left behind, no person left alive type. And so we chased the demon band. Storm caught us, and the gorge does tend to flood in the wheel during the typhoon season, if you will, and we took shelter in the cave. I don't recommend doing that. Lost a couple of my men to the cave.
Sorry about that. How did we discover the location of the ring?
Well, when we couldn't find it, I assumed that... I mean, it is a magic ring. I sent an inquiry out to my contact who made the ring, and he informed me that he had it collected. Kind of like the situation with your chest plate, except not sentient. More retrieval magic, if you will.
Collected makes it sound as if somebody has it in their possession.
Oh yes, the man who made the ring has it. It's in his safekeeping.
And this man is in the Cave of Lament?
Yes, so the Cave of Lament is a very wondrous, interesting, very dangerous place. The man who made it has his own place. Are you familiar with the director? I believe you are. The director's carriage?
And what of it?
Well, are you familiar with how his magic works on his door?
Varys kind of like looks around to... Well, Illithin's not in the room, so he probably looks at Sigrun, since Varys himself is not very magical.
Yes,
I
we've seen
believe...
it used a time or two.
Yeah. I believe you guys saw it used where it changed...
During the fight where we
access
found
essentially.
Orphanius.
Yeah. Well, it's very similar to that, except instead of one door that leads to multiple places, it's a place that has multiple doors that leads to multiple places. It could lead to an outhouse, it could lead to a bakery, it could lead to a different plane of existence, you never know. So just be mindful of what you open or not.
And
It's a
Atrix has the
strange-
map of which door we need to open.
Correct, he does. I don't know where in the cave it will be. It does like to shift the doors around from time to time, but he does have the picture of the door.
Wonderful.
I forgot to mention, did Kulog give me the halberd, or did he still have it on his back? Because we didn't really have a place for it yet.
I still have it. I haven't given it back to you yet.
Before leaving the room, I would have taken that off your back as I
Okay.
exited to go to Orpheus.
Okay.
In somewhat related news, I don't know if you've been introduced yet to Hustel here, who brings news from Silver Rock that more things have fallen from the sky and demons lurking about, people getting sick over in Silver Rock.
No, I have not heard, but it is. I will put that on the to-do list. I can send people out there if you wish. At the very least, to whether it be patrols or healers, whatever you need. We're a little short-staffed right now, but
I appreciate it, but as of right now, I do believe we have things under control. We have the Meadow Guard between the outskirts and the City Guard side. And as far as healers go, I think we're good on those. So I appreciate the offer.
very well. If that changes, do let me know. We will send aid if need be.
So if we set out to retrieve the ring, how will you send word once the king has been acquired?
Well, I do have people that can do sending magic. Can send you messages. Though, if you're on a different plane, it might be difficult. I will. Does anybody of your group have the ability to send message to me?
We know that Atrix has sending. I think so,
Yeah,
right?
he's used it
Yeah, he's used
on
it.
Varys multiple times.
Oh, right.
And actually,
The whole-
technically on the queen.
Yeah.
So,
Never mind. I do remember that.
yeah.
When you are there, just send me a message that you have arrived, and when you leave, send me a message, and if need be, I will inform you if we found him or not. It'll be a lot easier than us trying to guess if you're on the same plane or not.
Right. And speaking of planes, I'm sure you're aware of the elemental attack the other day.
Oh, yes, I am indeed. There's just so many things going on at once. It's so strange.
Elemental attack. I'm sorry.
Yes, there was a large ice elemental.
Where was the attack at?
Here in the city, in Midden Row, actually. But more concerning, and Varys kind of like pauses and looks at Sigrun to like gauge his response and make sure that it's okay to like divulge the information about the rift being there.
Yeah, so as you look towards me, just the elemental and the... Would we actually know what methods are called? Or
You would, yes.
Okay. The elemental and the methods, that were with it, I believe, came from a small dimensional rift that had opened.
The
Managed
only
to get it closed, but I've only seen one of those before.
the only reason why I ask is we had a young elven in Silver Rock suddenly become a fire. For she was, I guess at that point it was taken care of. So it seems like elementals are popping up in multiple places.
Was there a dimensional rift there as well?
I do not know. I was not there at the scene to see it. It happened within the city itself. But I did hear of young that became fire.
Well, let's hope nobody else just spontaneously combusts. Your Majesty, were you aware of any of these pop-up rifts?
The only rifts I know. I mean, obviously I heard the report, but and we were able to get the people who were trapped in ice to the healers. Nobody died, thankfully. Aside from that and the obvious rift that is maintained in the Greenwood, that is the only two that I am aware of. Even when we had the war, this is new territory for me. Nothing like that ever happened.
Wonderful. So, new activity from demons and dimensional tears.
So
Fun times.
when the rift from the ice elemental was brought up, did it seem like that was news to her, or did she already know?
A little bit of both. It's she read the report about it happening and it being taken care of. But more so that you guys were the one that took care of it. She didn't know you guys were the ones.
Somebody did see us.
More importantly, somebody else saw the rift, which is interesting since, like, even with you guys being there, you probably wouldn't have spotted it. It's just because I'm used to it that I saw it. Interesting. Okay.
Probably conversations for traveling.
Yeah.
Well then, I guess the hunt is on for the ring.
Good luck. Don't forget to hit up the shops before you go. If you need a couple potions before you leave, I could have the apothecary make some for you.
That sounds fantastic, actually. Probably much better than anything we could get from old Grosco's.
Yes, Grosco's does seem to water down their potions, I've noticed.
Kulog will like slap the table. I knew it!
So I understand that all of this is rather urgent, but what is the urgency on the ring retrieval? Because I believe we were going to get that and then also head toward Silver Rock afterwards.
Oh, it's not necessarily urgent at all. It's just you guys, pointed you in the right direction, and that's kind of it. If you have other things that are more important, and by the sounds of it, that sounds more important, you are more than welcome to take care of that first.
Before we go, have you heard anything from Duke Archibald yet?
Not yet. I did send somebody out that way, however. It might take them a couple days to get there. But I will let you know when I hear back how that went.
Perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We just want to make sure that he gets taken care of as well.
Maybe whoever fixes him up can make sure that Sigrun doesn't turn back into a sheep.
Speaking of
Blair.
Sigrun, you have a cousin, I believe, yes? She is working for the courier service, if you will.
Yes.
Have you heard from her recently?
Not since we were in the Greenwood.
I was afraid of that. She sent an SOS, if you will, and we haven't been able to get in contact with her since. It might be worth looking into when you have the time.
I will do that. Thank you.
You're
Oh
welcome.
no.
I believe I haven't checked her route report, but hopefully you know where she was going.
I believe I did.
Okay. Please let me know if I can be any of assistance there, and if you need help. Hopefully you won't, but should the need arise, I will see if I can spare a couple people. Now, if that is all the matters that need to be attended to, if you don't mind, I would like to get back to this and try to sort through the mess that is planning out routes for my men.
The Varys gives like a small like nod, half bow.
One question.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Of course. One question for you, Atrix. When you were talking to...
Atrix isn't in the room. He
What?
left to go get him for Orphinius.
I don't remember you ever saying that. You might have been muted.
Oh, well then, narratively, if you want him in the room, he can be there.
Yeah, I heard him
I
too.
never heard that shit. Okay, well, never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, essentially when she said, "Don't forget your friend," Nate was like, "Okay," and then went to go get him.
Oh, I never heard that at all.
Yeah, I left the room, which is why I have not been speaking during this entire time.
After snatching the halberd off Kulog's back.
Yep.
Okay. Then scratch that. She will give you a nod, Varys. No problem, and safe travels. All that good stuff. I'm not really in the mood for pleasantries right now, to be honest. But, you know, I'm sure you guys can see yourself out. You guys practically know this place by the back of your hand by now.
Kulog nods to the queen and just walks out of the room.
Yeah, she unceremoniously gives you guys a polite nod and a little wave of the hand to, like, excuse you, and then immediately goes back to what she's doing and talking with, like, her advisors and stuff. For you, Atrix, you managed to find the room that Orphinius is in, and you see him stuffing his face full of tea cakes and little sandwiches with Lady Vela Gold, also doing much of the same. And seeing that the door opens and it's like not Sigrun or somebody that she's grown to be somewhat comfortable around, she quickly like adjusts herself to be more prim and proper.
Yeah, Atrix would have knocked. He wouldn't have just walked in. He would kind of knocked.
Yeah. Like, even still, though.
Yeah. Orphinius. Good morning.
Oh, hello! Do you want some cakes? We got some tea, and we got these really kind of bland sandwiches.
I have already eaten this morning, so I will not take you up on the offer. I appreciate it, though.
Okay, and he starts stuffing some of the sandwiches in his pockets.
I did come to grab you. I also brought you something. And in that moment, Atrix will kind of take the halberd from behind his back and kind of hand it to Orphinius as he's stuffing his face full of tea cakes and go, the group thought that you are deserving of this, and we wanted to give it to you for you to keep and use as you see
And to
fit.
stab people with. Whoa, I love it! And he takes it and he like swings it around a little wildly, kind of like slashes one of the pillows. He's like, "Oh, maybe I shouldn't do this indoors."
Not indoors. We'll get you some proper training, but
Oh, and I won't be necessary.
He is definitely going to have a villain arc.
You watch the way he like grips the weapon, and while the way he's swinging around is haphazard, it's strange. It's almost like he's trained in it and knows how to use it already.
it's natural in your hands. It looks good on you.
I know. Thank
Just
you.
be careful with it.
Oh, you ruin all of the fun. But okay.
What's our Phineas' strength score?
It doesn't matter because he
Right now it
uses-
does.
Yeah, at the moment it does. He's got an 8.
Okay. So that thing is probably really heavy right now.
Yeah, that's the part of him knowing how to use it is like him
Yeah.
pulling upon his Fate Weaver stuff, but he hasn't made the ritual yet, so it still kind of pulls him when he swings it in terms of like weight and balance. He looks down at Lady Gold, who is politely dabbing the corners of her mouth with the like a napkin, and she gets up, and you watch as Orphinius and he does this really stupid over the top bow where it's like way more than he needs to, takes her hand, and he's like, "My lady, it was a pleasure spending time with you." And she just looks really confused and like to you and then to him.
Atrix bows right with Orphidius.
Okay, well, it's okay. She ruffles his hair and then like jets out of the room, very embarrassed. And then Orpheus just kind of like grins up at you. Did you know I asked her out on a date?
I did not, but that's gonna be fun.
I am nervous.
Ah,
I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what a date is.
Nothing to be nervous about. We'll get you all set up for it. I promise.
Please don't put me in one of those masks like I wore at the ball. I looked really stupid.
Nah, nonsense. You looked
Stupid.
unique. No, you looked unique.
Okay. That's not necessarily a good thing. I am ready to go.
Well,
Wait, no. And he grabs a couple cookies and he shoves them in. Okay, now I'm ready to go.
okay. The group is probably going to be waiting for you outside. I have another means to attend to real quick, and I will be right out.
Okay. And he takes the halberd above his hands and he holds it and he just runs down the hallway going,
I fucking love
Christ.
Orpheus.
Kid's
Oh.
running through the palace with the fucking king's halberd in his hand. Atrix will make his way back to the queen, away from the group.
Yeah, so you make your way back and she kind of looks up. She goes, good. I had a question for you. I was hoping that I wouldn't have to chase you down. Before, I'm assuming you had something to say. Let me ask my question first. What was it that when you talked to your father, did he say anything about where he would go or any indication that he planned on escaping?
No, he didn't give me any that I remember. He didn't give me any like indication of if he had escaped or if he had, gotten free, where he would go. But I mean, I didn't really ask him. I didn't think that he would be able to escape the binds that he was in.
He shouldn't have, which means he had outside help. You know as well as I that he was bound by the word that I'm forgetting. Anti-magic magic.
Abjuration magic?
No,
that what
that's
he- oh, no, that was
protection.
the-
Yeah.
That's right.
He had anti-magic. stuff on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if he wasn't bound by any of that, I wouldn't have been able to get the cheap shots in on him that I did.
I think he probably would have let you do that. Well, I guess there goes my hope that maybe he said something to you. What is it that you needed?
Oh, I just wanted to stop by and again tell you that you being the head of things suits you again. And if you need me, I can be here in an instant.
She kind of takes a moment and she places down the papers in her hands, steps out from behind the table, and walks up to you and puts her hands on your shoulders for a little bit and then pulls you into a hug. And she just goes, "You go do what it is you need to do, and don't worry about whatever it is you think you need to do here. You be with your friends. Go be a hero if you want. Don't worry about your princely duties or whatever. I will handle that. So just go with a clear mind and have fun.
I definitely will if I
And
need.
be safe."
Safe isn't really in my dictionary. He'll say jokingly, if
Well, it is now.
if I need anything from you, you definitely will hear anything. You will hear from me.
I
Kind of
will.
hinting towards his ability to send her messages.
Yeah. Just do keep in mind that with everything popping up, we are so stretched thin right now. I will offer what help I can, but I can't make any promises, Atrix.
I'll be fine.
I sure hope so. I'd hate to lose my new son after gaining you, you know. And she kind of goes, "Okay, I'm not gonna get emotional. Don't mind me." She turns and goes back and tries to like adjust her outfit. She goes, "Well, off you go then. If there's nothing else that you wanted to discuss, I have queen things to do apparently." She kind of gives you like a little chuckle.
Atrix will kind of smile in her direction, and as he is leaving, as his back is towards her, will roll his eyes at the phrase "new son" and walk out of the room.
Damn, she's been nothing but fucking nice to you.
I know, but it's the angsty teen. He's new to this. He's never had anybody call him their son.
All right.
Never gonna call you mom.
Never gonna call you dad ever.
The
Even if
queen
there's
will
a
remember
fire.
this.
To be fair, she told you don't worry about ever calling her that either. So.
And it wasn't a disgusted eye roll. It was I guess. The angsty.
Oh, okay. The teen that is annoyed at the affection that their parent figure is giving them in public. Type.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's not really in public. It's just the oh my god, mom, stop kind of thing.
Okay, I get it. Okay. That was completely different than what my mind thought at first. I was like, damn, okay. Okay. You guys all reconvene out in the hallway a little bit away from the throne room towards like the exit outside. Everybody gathers back together once more. Orphinius is already there, you see, and he's swinging the thing around a little bit and showing it off to everybody in the party. Look what I got! Isn't it really cool? Look how sharp it is.
Kulog will
Wield that.
Oh, just wait.
Kulog will pull out Absolution and like kind of take a stance and be like, "Bring it on, kiddo."
Can you give me like an hour and then we can fight?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay, sweet. Go kick your ass, Kulog, sir.
Kulog, sir.
I think that's what they say. I don't know. I am making this up as I go, but I feel like a badass. Do I look like one? Yes!
As a note, Orphinius, is wearing different things than he used to be.
Yeah, he's wearing like actual armor and stuff now, and
And
it's
normal clothes that aren't rags.
yeah, and actual normal clothes and everything.
Ah, look at you. You look like one of the group. Got clothes. Where'd you get those?
Seeker got them for me.
Ah, what a gentleman.
I know, that's what I think I said. Did I thank you for that? I don't think I did. Oh, thank you if I didn't.
You're welcome.
You guys are so nice to me.
The
When
man
do I get to do nice things for you guys, like, kill people for you guys?
The time will come.
Hopefully it doesn't, but it might.
The way things are going, it might come sooner rather than later.
Oh, that sounds really ominous.
Have you ever heard of the Cave of Lament?
The Cave of Cement?
Close enough. I'll take that as a no. It's a very ominous place with doors to different dimensions, apparently.
Oh, that sounds so cool!
That's where we're
Do
going.
you think that they have a candy dimension? Or like, like a place that's made entirely out of, like, sweet buns?
I can't necessarily say that it's outside the realm of possibility.
If you do find one, you definitely have to, like, bring me back some candy from the candy dimension, because I bet that tastes the best.
Are you... You don't want to go with us?
Oh, well, I have kind of a date, with, Lady Gold. I might have kind of unintentionally, but also kind of intentionally asked her to get lunch with me. And she's like, oh, like a date? And I said, yeah, and I don't really know what that is, but I have plans with her.
Ilfin just smiles, like, super bright and proudly. That's wonderful!
She's really nice.
She seems lovely.
She's really badass.
Well, so are you. Quite the
Yeah,
duo you'll make.
but did you see her punching all those people and knocking them out with her fist? That was so cool!
I think we all did. I wouldn't want to take a punch from her. You better
He
be really
playfully
good on that
punches
date.
Kulog. Like, in the arm. Kulog,
Kulog
it has...
doesn't even budge.
it has no weight behind it at all, even though you can see him, like, kind of putting some effort into it. And he's like, she's like that, except, you'd actually be on the floor if it was her.
That where he punches and then has to like shake his hand because it hurt him.
Yep. 100%. It's like, okay, well, she's a lot stronger than me, but, I don't know what I'm supposed to do for a date. What do I do? Oh, who are you?
Oh, I'm Hustel Rosenshell. It's
Oh.
nice to meet you. I've heard a little bit of you, not much, just a little bit. Friends here.
You are, don't take this like in a weird way, but you're very pretty with your garden on your back and your little birdies.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm kind of a common sight up in Silver Rock, so I don't get very many compliments. Mostly insults out here, because I'm kind of a giant turtle.
Hold on. Don't mind me. And he kind of, like, goes to your side, and you watch as he puts his hands up around, like, a bloom that hasn't budded yet, and he makes it bloom into, like, probably the prettiest bloom now that's on your back, and then he crafts a little tiny wildflower that doesn't really belong and just gently sticks it into your garden. There you go. Now you can have a little bit of me as your new friend, always with you.
That is the most beautiful flower I've ever seen. Thank you.
You are
I'll
welcome.
treasure this flower.
I like him, guys. He's very sweet. He's got flowers. Look at him.
I let my little hummingbird sort of flutter around.
Birds! He's like just giddy over it.
This kid, I swear.
Before I get too distracted, maybe before you leave, you can give me quick pointers on what a date is, how a date is, where a date is. I don't know. You can help me with that and maybe instruct me on what to wear. So while your guys are gone, I don't completely mess it up. Hopefully, maybe not. And then when you guys do leave, please be careful. I would hate to lose my best friends.
I think that's a conversation that perhaps you and the boys should have.
Yeah, but you're a really pretty lady, and I don't know what to bring other really pretty ladies for these lunch dates.
Well, we're not all the same, dear, and I have a feeling that Lady Gold and I are quite different.
Should I bring her some brass knuckles?
I don't know. She does punch things. She might appreciate them.
I'm gonna see about getting her some brass knuckles.
I'll tell you a little secret. And she kneels down to Orphinius and whispers in his ear, I've never been on a date myself. So
You want to go on a date, Illithin, with me?
You know what? I think I'll take you up on that offer when we return.
Yes!
He's in. Let's go.
I love how
I'll take any of you out on dates. Don't worry.
I love how clueless he is.
Oh yeah, he's 100% clueless. I'll take you on a date. I'll take you on a date. He just points to everybody in the party. So we can all go on dates.
Well, I don't know who wants to explain the ins and outs of dating with Orphinius, but before we leave, I'm going to head back to the Curious Cat and check on Luna and let her know what's going on.
Orphinius, just be yourself. She likes you for you. I think you just being there for her and being yourself is all she's going to ask for.
Before I stand upright, kind of put my hand around both shoulders and give him a tight hug, and I'm gonna pull back. I'm just gonna look him in the eye, and I'm gonna say to him telepathically, "Be careful while we're gone. Be nice. Keep yourself safe. I'll be in touch, just to check in. And if you need me, you can get a hold of me. And I'll pass the word to the others."
He goes to open his mouth to say something, and then nods his head instead.
Good on you. She kind of ruffles his hair and gives him another hug.
He gives you a big hug back.
Atrix will give him... hold on. He'll give him 20 gold to Orphinius.
Hell yeah.
The meal's on you, Orphinius. Don't
He
ever
looks down at his shirt to check to see if there's food on him.
There definitely is crumbs, right?
There's
Yeah,
crumbs.
there's 100% crumbs. He kind of brushes. He's like, "Oh, thanks for letting me know."
I was referring to the date. Buy the young lady some lunch.
Oh, you see, that makes more sense. But I still caught the crumbs anyway because of that. So thank you anyway.
You're welcome. And then Atrix will kind of ruffle up his hair, pat him on the shoulder a little bit, and then walk back to the group.
I'm not leaving now, you guys.
Well, are you coming back with us to the Curious Cat? Or are you going to stay
Oh,
here?
yeah.
I thought you were going to go look for brass knuckles.
That's later. I want to spend time with you guys first, and I have to have my fight with Kulog. Remember, I just need an hour to do my thing with my weapon.
Well, you'll kick his ass anyway. Let's go.
I know, but okay.
Atrix will kind of like do the dad thing and put his hands on Orphanish's shoulder and kind of guide him towards the group.
Yeah, easy enough. he follows you guys. He's like holding the you kind of have to like lean away a few times as he lets the the halberd, not quite fully aware of where it's like falling or sticking. You know how kids are when they get like sticks or something. But you guys make your way back to Midden Row, and Orphinius kind of sits down with the weapon for the next hour. And he closes his eyes and he has it sitting in his lap, and he just completely tunes everybody out, and he mumbles some magic words under his breath that I don't think any of you actually speak. No, none of you speak the language.
Now, is he doing this out in like the open, or is he doing this in his room?
No, he's doing this just in the tavern floor area. He just kind of came in and plopped down in the center of the room.
Atrix will sit around the area, like just kind of he can audibly hear him talk. You know, obviously attuning to the weapon. But Atrix is just going to kind of sit around him to protect him. Obviously, he knows that he's safe in the Curious Cat, just to kind of allow him to let him have his time.
Mm-hmm. Un momento. Quip.
Kind of the same, just because I know what's happening, but I have not actually seen it happen. So watch and see what happens.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I am just checking something. Trying to find where it's at.
Sigan, while we wait, I owe you that drink.
You do realize we don't actually pay for anything here, right?
I do know that, but I was going to tell you that maybe you and me, and if anybody else wants to join, we can go to a more high keep tavern, if per se, and I can get you that drink that I owe you.
Kulog kind of like puts his arm around Atrix and says, "All right, drinks on you. I'm in."
I'm ready.
What?
That was
Drinks or the fight?
Yes.
Start with the fight. See how it goes.
Okay. Let's go inside. You watch as he stands up, and he spins the halberd in his hand like a little too well, and the heaviness that was there is gone. It is perfectly balanced for him.
Oh, I'm watching this. I'm following him outside.
I will do the same.
If they aren't here, and the two players aren't here, but I will go get Varys and if Atrix doesn't, also Illithin, just to at least let them know what's about to happen if they want to come watch.
Yeah.
I would assume Illithin is with us, but Atrix would have kind of taken Illithin with him.
No raging, Kulak. That's cheating.
I don't think I'll need to, but we'll see.
Atrix will lean into Sigurd and go, "Oh, I'm waiting to watch his kid kick his ass."
Go ahead and switch to the Curious Cat if you'd like. I put you guys outside.
Are they out front? Where?
Yep. Oh, helps I actually open the door.
How do we?
If you click on your token, you can click and drag like that.
Make sure you have the token controls the person, and then the selection.
He should.
It's a default, but maybe not.
Are you watching 47 stream by any chance?
I'm not.
Okay. If
That
you pop
is
over
selection. That I think that's you selecting yourself. instead of using the select targets, the one above that, the select
Little,
tokens,
like box.
All right.
you can click and should be able to drag yourself around.
Oh.
Unless
Wow.
for whatever reason
He has
control of the
permission.
token isn't set up. If you select yourself, do you have like a orangish yellow box around your token?
Yes.
What happens if you hit like arrow keys? Does that move it?
No, it does not.
Oh, he's locked in
Okay.
place. That's why. I forgot to
Aurelia's
unlock
problem.
his token. I'm
Uh,
sorry.
there
I
you go.
copy pasted you from the other map and forgot to unlock you.
He's all.
Varys, if you weren't in the main room when Orpheus finished his attunement stuff, I went and collected you to inform you that the fight was about to happen. So now we're all gathering outside.
Oh, I didn't. Varys would have been looking for Luna to check on her and let her know what's going on with going to get the ring and stuff.
Okay. She is. We'll say that she is actually out having a bit of food at the moment, so she's at the table. But she does turn to watch through the double doors without actually leaving. Okay. So.
In
Wanna
that
do it
case, then
this
yeah,
way?
he would have.
Okay.
Followed everybody.
She'll come out then as well.
This is an hour after we got here, so you've had
Yeah.
time to talk to her.
Go ahead and roll me initiative.
Don't worry, Orpheus. I'll let you get the first swing in, bud.
Okay. With a surprising amount of speed, he rushes forward towards you. And uno momento. He is going to swing down with his halberd. Actually, shit, he doesn't have attacking cantrips. Okay, no, he's just going to attack with the halberd then. Hits on the first attack. 10 points of damage.
Damn, he got some
He-
fancy dice.
He swings it above his head and goes down for a second slash. And unfortunately, that one misses. You manage to kind of like sidestep it just a little bit as he brings it down. But it does kind of nick some of your beard hairs a little bit.
All right, the first one was pretty good, Orpheus. Now it's my turn.
Gee.
Oof. Yeah, you managed to do you ride the halberd up essentially with your sword and like uppercut him more or less with the blade. And he takes like a little bit of a step back, bleeding a little bit, but the new armor is definitely stopping some of it.
You want
Well,
to keep going, bud?
yes I do. He is going to spin around you. And he is going to actually hold on, let me do something real quick. Yeah. So he's going to use his fate die for the day and make that actually hit instead. So you watch as he starts swinging towards you as you spin around to follow him, and at first it doesn't look like it's about to hit. And you see there's a split second in his eyes where he like focuses and squints a little bit and corrects his course mid swing for 10 points of damage against you, which I think you'll manually have to apply that.
It's slashing though, and I only took half damage from it last time.
Correct. Yes. Why?
Is slashing?
You're not raging, so you shouldn't have resistance to them. I don't know why.
Yeah.
you'd
For
be-
some reason, when he unrages, it keeps the bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Ah,
Okay, so I'll just take off 15 then.
Yeah.
So that'll be like essentially, yeah. There we go. Total of 20 damage so far.
he goes to make his second attack after he does the slight uppercut, twirls it around in a like quarter circle and brings it down in a diagonal. And unfortunately, that one does miss, and you kind of duck just in time on that one.
All right, buddy. Now it's my turn again. You are getting pretty good at this, though.
I know.
Are you gonna end his turn, or doesn't
Yeah, sorry.
matter?
Whew. You bring your sword down, and he tries blocking it, but you just manage to cut in regardless, and blood starts dripping down his hand a little bit.
We can stop at any time, buddy. I can do this all day.
Hey, Captain America.
That is Efos' ass.
Hold on.
Varys winces a bit when Orphanius gets hit again. He goes,
Oh.
"Do be careful, boys. This is supposed to be a sparring match and not a fight to the
shit.
death."
I forgot that he gets 2 of those. 47 cannot see that. Okay. He gives you a weirdly wicked grin. Kulak, like he's enjoying this a little too much.
Okay.
And his first attack comes down for 6 points. And you watch as he uses the momentum of the like thrust that he did, or the downward motion that he's doing, to swing around, and he's going to use his other fate die, his last fate die that he can, or his divination die or whatever, to force it into a nat 20 for the next roll. Because I will prove it, I did roll a nat 20.
Oh shit.
Okay.
For this one, I'm going to just do it this way. Oh, that's not what I wanted. And just roll until it hits with a 20, because it'll be easier to do it that way, because I don't know how to force criticals. There you go.
There it is.
Oh, fucking Christ. Okay. 12 points of damage on that one.
Wouldn't it be 24?
No, she
No,
nat
I roll a
1.
1 on the damage. So yeah.
Oh.
So it would be, 6 doubled, right?
Yep, so it's 12 total. So yeah, so he brings it down. There's definitely like a lot more force behind that one. Not one you were expecting, because you've seen him fight. He's not a strong person, but that had a strange
That had
amount
some
of force
oomph
behind
to it,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It kind
And
of
he's
knocks Kulog
still
back
going.
a little bit. Kind of like
Now-
makes him kind of, what's the name of that? Like almost falter a little bit.
Now, are you actually moving the 5 feet back?
Well, no, I was just saying that was like
Okay.
the reaction from him coming down with his crit.
Okay.
So Kulog essentially walks back up and gets ready for yet again another blow.
Okay. Whew.
And at this point, it's just back and forth.
Oh.
Atrix will lean over to Sigrid and go, "If we don't stop this soon, they're going to kill each other."
And Varys actually leans over to Luna and says, "I think they'd be better off sparring with not real weapons."
Orphanius takes a step back.
Do I get an attack of opportunity?
If you'd like to, yes.
I would like to, yes.
Hold that thought.
Okay.
You do not hit. You watch as you go to swing your weapon, he holds his hand up, and there's just suddenly just so much sweat you realize that's in your hand from this. And your sword falters just a little bit out of your grip and swings close to him, but not too terribly close to where it actually hits on him.
Okay.
So that is his reaction for that, unfortunately. Mark down the fate die. From this distance, he swings the halberd down. Because it's got a 10-foot reach, baby. That one hits. And it swings again. And that one, unfortunately, does miss, however. And he's going to take the rest of his movement to kind of put just a little bit of distance between you guys. Not so much that he's trying to run away, but there's a strange little bit of goading that he's doing towards you.
He's starting to believe.
So naturally, Kulog will just chase him down. He'll just keep beating on him.
Yeah, you go to make your attack, and he brings up the halberd and just kind of ting and smacks your blade away with his. And then goes in for the attack against you with following through with that motion, and misses on the first one. Not quite expecting to have as much like reverb as it did in the weapon. So the first one misses as he's like kind of shaking his hand out a little bit, but then goes in for the second one, and that one does hit. And you're definitely starting to feel it a little bit. He's not a pushover, and you thought magic was his thing, but maybe he's got a little bit going on with the martial aspect too.
Of course, it's a fucking 19.
Oof. Yeah, he's definitely starting to feel it too, but he's still holding on. He's doing a little bit better than you. You guys have seen him get blasted almost to death by a guiding bolt to the face, practically. You've seen him get stabbed multiple times in the stomach with a fucking dagger, and he's hardy, if nothing else. He is going to come back in with an 18 here. Rides your blade up, does an upper slash, and then spins it around in a move you've seen him do a couple times now, for his second attack, which also hits. And does a pretty nasty gash right into your arm. You sure you want to keep going?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Wait, where did my token go?
Yeah, it for whatever reason randomly disappeared from me, and then
yeah. So the
selecting my
wounded
token
thing.
fixed it.
Yeah, selecting your token where it was fixes it. The wounded thing, when it applies for some reason, makes your token disappear for a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was looking at my screen. I was like, where did I go?
Yeah, I don't know what that
I didn't
is
run
or
away.
why
What
it's doing that.
happened?
Come on, Kulog, you can do better than that.
No, he can't.
I'm gonna DM inspiration.
Okay. Damn, okay.
Another fucking 18.
Last chance! He's saying that as he's bringing the weapon down. Which I forgot to target you. It doesn't hit. Goes to swing for the second one and also misses. I'm giving you a handicap here.
I'm gonna DM inspiration that last one.
Okay. That's fucked up. Does hit. Last chance, Kulog! And boop! Hit right at the last minute when there's a brief flash in his eyes, Ilithan. You would notice this specifically as if like he's divining the future, and he turns his blade flat instead and just bonks you on the head.
I'm going to Relentless Endurance.
Oh!
Right before Kulog actually like hits the ground, Ilithan's gonna put her hands out, like palms facing Kulog for a second, and she's gonna start moving her hands as if she was stitching something together. And she is going to cast. What's it? Healing word.
Be fair, he never does hit the ground.
Yeah, he never hits the ground. He
Yeah,
starts
so
to and then catches himself.
Before he hits the ground, I'm going to do it anyway.
Half orc dropping a 1 instead of 0. You never actually get to use that. So
I
That's
never,
right, you
yeah,
never-
it's my first time ever using it, so I was like, all right, well, oh no, I used it on our
the
fight
first fight.
against the blob dude.
Yeah.
yeah.
So Kulog, he'll come back and say, you know, I don't know what you did there, kid, but you definitely did give me a run for my money. However, I'm thick-headed, and I can't let you win this fight.
Oh, that's fucking dirty.
No. Oh, that's
Fuck!
And now you have 1 HP. I guess Illithid, if actually cast Healing Word.
I
Well,
don't know what's going on with my spellbook.
are you?
This character sheet is still your old one.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
using your old
okay.
one. Hold on.
I was like, where the fuck are all my spells?
There you go.
There we go. Okay.
You did not. It didn't apply for some reason. So let me.
I'll
add
put it up.
that. I got it.
Visual effect applied.
The visual effect, yeah. For some reason, healing word is fucking weird. I don't know. Sweet. So you rage and miss your attack against him, and he just kind of spits the blood from his mouth at your feet.
oh shit.
Oh damn.
A fucking disrespect.
And he's going to... Oh, shit. Seeing that you've kind of cheated... He's not going to cheat. Because he thinks he's better than that. He's going to...
He technically already cheated with his fate die.
That's just him as a thing. That's just him slightly altering the outcome of things.
That is cheating.
Nah, that's debatable. Goes for a second attack. Hits.
Okay, I think that maybe that's enough.
Bonk! He bonks you again.
Oh, Phineas, don't do that.
Well, I mean, it's better than me decapitating him. I thought about it, but then I realized I probably shouldn't do that.
Growth.
I can't move my token now.
Oh, shit. Sorry. I'm in. There you go.
Just gonna pop some vigors on Kulog.
Ah. I win!
Usul just starts clapping lightly. Good show, good show.
He's gonna lean down and just kind of like smack Kulog on the cheek. Hey, hey, hey!
Oh, good idea. Ilithin smacks him harder. Kulog, get up!
Whoa,
There's one failed death save.
what happened?
Frankly, you got your ass handed to you.
I told you I would win.
I'll give it to you, kid. That was impressive. You're way stronger than I thought you were.
Blood's just gushing from him. He's just kind of standing there, like, super triumphantly and just looking down at you. I feel great.
Just patch him up, too.
Kulog, like, pulls Orphinius down to him and says, "Don't worry. We'll do this again. I promise."
Don't kiss me, okay?
He'll, like, give him a kiss on the cheek.
Okay, that's okay.
I
So,
love that you two have
because
built
I
into a pulp.
I think hit dice have a minimum of 1.
Yeah. Poor 7 constitution. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, during that entire fight, I had started the casting of Prayer of Healing because I knew it would
Yeah.
be needed after the fight.
So, about those drinks.
Are you sure you do not want to come with us, Orphinius?
I mean, I will join you for an alcohol, at least.
An
Yes.
alcohol?
I at least owe you a drink after that fight. It's one of the best
Sweet.
fights I've had in years.
You want to have a drinking competition?
With his 7 constitution.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
This one's...
I
I'll-
will put
I'll-
Atrix's money on it.
I'll join you in a drinking competition if Atrix joins as well.
He looks over your shoulder, Kulog, at Atrix with, like, wide eyes, like, uh-huh, uh-huh.
I'm in.
Yes. I'll have you know that when I was traveling with my previous group, I was the champion of every drinking competition, except for one. I don't remember that night, but I won every other one that we did.
Huh, I never would have guessed that.
He's lying through his fucking teeth.
Just gonna give him a wink.
Of course you have.
Well, if it's going to be a competition, might as well just drink for free. We'll go get other drinks later, boys. Don't worry.
Making his constitution saving throw now because he's gonna get halfway through his drink and pass the fuck out.
So, question: does Kulog have to like make the saves at disadvantage since he only has half the blood in his body?
It's fine. He's a barbarian. He can force his blood to pump. No, it'll be fine. Oh, Atrix is with them too. Atrix goes out with Orphinius.
Hugh made that one a little bit too strong.
I'll roll again, and that'll be my disadvantage.
It's still good enough. You're a little fucked up, but I mean, like, comfortably so. Luna's right there with you. She's comfortably tingly.
Alrighty, boys, come on.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Okay.
Husel getting in on the drinking action.
Yeah, might as well.
Hell yeah.
Con save.
You guys notice Yildrath trying to sneak some laps of alcohol out of Kulog's cup.
Kulog, like, he hears the... Sorry, Callie, by the way. He hears that, and then he, like, pulls his drink away. He's like, Whoa, whoa, whoa! This isn't safe for baby dragons. This is for big boy barbarians. And it'll, like, kind of, like,
Angry stomp.
slosh it around. They'll slosh it around a little bit and, like, take a drink.
Yeah, Yieldjeff does the, like, angry stomp, and bumps you with his tail, so the alcohol kind of spills on you a little bit.
Whoa, buddy, chill.
Gulag, you do realize he likely burns off any of the actual alcohol before it can affect him, correct?
Yeah, but shh.
Okay.
Don't tell him that. He doesn't need to know.
Well, if you didn't want him to know, you're not exactly speaking as quietly as you think you are.
Big puppy dragon eyes at you.
Stop looking at me like that.
If you've ever heard it, if you could ever imagine a dragon whimpering. I guess it's how dragons sound now.
Should we go do the shopping for the party while they drink?
Oh, I have some shopping to do.
Probably, I don't think many of those participating quite know when to stop for anything.
I'm gonna shotguns 2 in a row.
Did I actually pass out, or can I continue to go?
You are fucked up.
I follow Luna.
Damn it!
Gotta-
I want to
gotta-
fucking continue on
Gotta
this.
eye her down.
She orders another one and she like does that slide down to you and then gets herself another one and taps it on the counter and then downs it again.
Mm.
That one gets you a little bit. You're definitely starting to feel it now.
Oh, that burned.
Varys puts his hand on Luna's shoulder, kind of gives it a little bit of a squeeze, smiles at her, and then turns to Sigurd and says, "Yeah, let's go shopping."
As you turn to leave, feel a little bit emboldened. She kind of grabs you by the upper arm, pulls you down, and gives you a kiss on the cheek in public, and then downs another drink. And that's where you can definitely see that one hits her a little bit harder, and she kind of does that sway in her seat, and she kind of looks at you with this big grin.
You, come on, one more. Luna did another. Don't cut me off yet.
He's
She
making
looks-
these fucking drinks strong as shit.
Yes, he is. She looks up at Hugh, and she's like, puts her finger up, and Hugh's like, I probably should. Okay. And he pours another one. This one will be your next one. Yeah, there you go. Okay, 8 for her then. I wouldn't roll disadvantage.
I feel like Illithin's more trash than Atrix right now.
Yeah, she's had more alcohol. You just... Hugh's still going.
Yustel's rocking this.
He is just downing these drinks. He's like, I feel fine, guys.
Is putting it in his shell.
Oh,
His-
yeah, now.
He's cheating.
I just think you're a little bit jealous that a turtle can put down drinks. Better.
He swims in liquid all the time. He just his body spits out all the good stuff.
Yeah,
Are they good here?
cheating.
Here, no.
They are-
I want to go shopping.
No, dear, you should stay here. Don't
Shh.
go.
No.
You shush. You don't go in public.
It's the middle of the day.
Hugh, that one gets you just a little bit.
All right.
No, we should drink water.
As
I will
Illithin
drink
goes to
water.
stand up to no, I'm going shopping. I will catch her as she stumbles and just put her back in the chair and then start walking away.
No, I don't want to. Fine.
Hugh, can we get some waters, please? One.
How about some
5.
coffee?
Coffee's great.
H2O.
Another tea.
Definitely do that.
I'll take another beer.
I think. Okay, fine. I'll give you another beer and pour you another one.
After that one, this guy's done, and he'll poke Kulog in the face.
Or Phineas wakes up just briefly as the beer is placed down for you, Kulog. He downs it.
Oh my god!
And then immediately
no.
vomits on the floor.
Oh,
He's like,
That's my boy.
Ow!
I'll get that, Hugh. I'll get that, and very drunkenly, Atrix casts prestidigitation to clean up the puke.
But before
Wow.
the puke is gone, Kulog goes to stand up and he like slips and falls on it.
oh, ew. Oh, that's so gross. I'm sorry.
As he goes to clean it up, Atrix will puke, and then he'll keep just casting prestidigitation to clean it up.
Elephant will stand up again and like stumble over and put one hand on Sigrun's shoulder and one hand on Varys's shoulder. Boys, I'm fine. And
Hi,
she'll
fine, I'm Kulog.
she'll rub her chest and cast Lesser Restoration on herself. Whew. Well, that was fun.
Cleric bullshit.
Atrix will fucking see her just immediately get better and go, Hugh's no longer cheating. She's cheating. Don't let her.
That's cheating.
She's
What? Or Phineas starts helping with the prestidigitation.
We just keep throwing up, and we're like trading off prestidigitation to throwing up. It's like I've got my hand on Orpheus' shoulder, casting prestidigitation after he throws up, and I'll throw up and he casts it.
Maybe someone should stay back with them anyway.
Atrix, how drunk would you like to be, darling?
I feel fine. I don't know what you're talking about, but I feel good.
Oh, well, if you're happy as you are, I'm going to go shopping with the boys.
Can I come too?
I think that maybe you should stay here.
But I got a fancy halberd.
Orpheus and I'll be fine here. You go. Bring me back coffee.
But I want to come too. Who's gonna keep the pretty lady? She's like, he like runs his hand gently down your face.
Atrix is doing the same thing to him.
Crystal, you seem the less affected of all of them. Would you mind terribly keeping an eye on Atrix and Orphe for me?
Who, me?
Well, yes, if you don't have other things to do. I don't assume.
No,
If you want to come shopping, of course.
Nah, I don't mind staying back and watching them too. How much of a trouble could they be?
I'm going to put Atrix to bed before I catch up, so... Come on!
Orpheus.
You wanna follow them?
Orpheus, no.
Oh, that's so fun.
You go have good time on your date. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Oh, I forgot about my date.
Okay, take a nap beforehand.
Oh no.
Atrix will just kiss Orpheus' forehead.
Okay. Don't do that. I'm into that. Okay, bye.
Oh.
He like stumbles down the hallway. At one point, you see him like fall, and he picks himself back up and just kind of like slugs his way down the hallway on the wall. Yep.
Atrix will stand up and like wrap his arm around Elephant.
Oops, not that one. Sorry.
Come on. It's bed with you.
I take him into bed.
That's the idea.
Secret,
But
and
wait.
he ends up crashing into your room. Give him the opportunity.
Okay, 47.
Yeah, Yildrath takes one last drink, kind of belches, and you see like a little bit of flame come out. He shakes it off, and kind of stumbles a little bit, but catches himself and tries to follow after you, Illithin. He's doing like that lizard thing that they do when like the sand's hot, where like the opposite legs go out, and he's just walking really weird after you guys, but super proud.
Oh. You are an adorable little thing. So yeah, I'll get Atrix tucked into bed and settled and still. And I'll go to catch up with Varys and Sigrun.
Okay.
Atrix passes right the fuck out. Like, there's no question.
You made sure that he's on his side, right?
Yes, obviously.
Actually, even better, face down.
Oh shit.
Oh god.
So Yildrath goes to follow you out the building. As soon as he gets to the threshold, you ever seen cats when you put a box around or like a square around them or of lines or something, and they realize they can't leave?
Mm-hmm.
Yildrath kind of does that with the threshold of the building.
Yildrath, what's the matter?
He is just perplexed all of a sudden by this sudden strange line of the wood floor that transitions into the dirt floor. We see him kind of like pace back and forth a little bit, look at you, look at the line, and then he just kind of sits in a huff.
Well, what's wrong?
I can't leave.
What do you mean you can't leave?
There's a wall here. Don't you see it?
Like, take a look at where he's looking? Do I see anything?
No.
Sweetheart, it's not an actual... Here, give me your paw.
He looks down at his paws. He's like, I have claws for hands.
Okay, yep, we're gonna take you into the room with Atrix. Come on.
I want to go shopping too.
I'll bring you back something, I promise.
Okay.
Come on.
Atrix and Ildrath just cuddle in bed.
Yeah, he's like, he's like laying across you. It's uncomfortable, but yeah.
Oh. Well, that's disappointing. Oh well. Now I gotta catch up.
Okay. And that is where we're going to end the actual session. For any type sort of shopping, we can either take care of it now after session or do the shopping before next session.